thinking about something. I don't know how to talk about this, and I don't even know the right way or the most honest way to talk about this, but it's like 8 a.m. I had this idea for a video and I decided just to do it. The one thing I want for my YouTube channel, I don't really know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. I know that I want to bring you all the bookish things, but I also want like a level of honesty within this like crazy book world. You know, BookTube is super new to me, and if you've never heard of that term, or obviously you're a veteran, if you're maybe watching this, I don't know. I could be shit at this, I have no idea. But I want like authentic topics, but as an author, it gets complicated. I mean, everything is always so complicated. So I just thought I would wake up 8 a.m. I set my alarm during this quarantine. I'm trying to pretend things are normal. The thing I want to talk about today is, can authors leave honest book reviews? It's something that has plagued me for a long time, especially as like a content creator. I think, you know, it's okay if you're just an author and you just like writing books and that's like your gig. But a part of me that loves the book world is I love like the book blogging thing, the book blogging, you know, ecosystem. I thoroughly enjoy it and I appreciate you guys and all that sort of stuff. And I love, you know, having a blog. I have a blog. If you haven't read it, you can go ahead and check it out. I always feel like as an author, there's like this fine line of being authentic, and I want to be as authentic as possible. Actually, while watching some of these booktubers the other day, I was like, damn, I want to be that brutal. I want to be that honest. I want to be me. And I know that's like 100% possible, but like at what risk? Like, what do you risk being like completely unfiltered? I've talked to many of my author friends through the years about book reviewing and what it's like being an author book reviewing. There's always been this like kind of unsaid, unspoken rule of thumb when reviewing. Let's say you get a book and it's an amazing book. There's no harm. Obviously rate that shit 5 stars. Put that on Goodreads, put that on Amazon, support it. But then what if you thought the book was okay, but you still want to be like, there's not an author I don't know that I'm not friends with who doesn't always want to be authentic and honest. So then you hit the 4-star realm, still a fantastic rating no matter which way you look at it. But do you put it online knowing that they can see your name and you've rated it less than excellent? Normally I still would. 4 stars is still a pretty dang good review. I mean, kind of like grades, 5 stars, epic, oh my God, exceeded expectations. And then we have 4, which is still awesome, way above average. But then you get to like the 3-star and you go, do I rate this book average? Are they gonna be okay? Then we go even lower. Do you give it a 2-star or a 1-star because you didn't like it, or you thought it was poorly written, or maybe you did a friend a favor and decided to read their book and now they want you to review it? You're probably still gonna go put that 5-star, and that's totally okay because, you know, support them no matter what. But do you put your reputation on the line when you're doing stuff like that? It gets very questionable. And a lot of people I know, if they don't think a book is like other than 4 or 5 stars, other than fantastic, if it's 3 stars or lower, they just won't review it because they don't want to, 1, be inauthentic, and 2, be rude. They don't want to be upset. That being said, so can authors read reviews? Do you think that that is right or wrong? As doing this YouTube channel, one of the big things that I want to do is I want to review books. I love watching BookTube. I have my favorites. I love the scandalous opinions. I don't like them being negative about any books because it hurts as an author when you're getting a negative review. I mean, we all know that reading a negative review or a negative comment never feels good. It's kind of the worst, and it could be like a day ruiner. So watching these booktubes and seeing their honest opinions, and I've been trying to figure out a good format. Like, as an example, I read a book recently from an author that I totally admire and totally love, and I read her new book and I loved the writing and I thought it was good, and I finished it. I still thought it was good, but I thought I had like a lot of problems. I thought that the story was weaker than her others. I thought it felt lazy. I know that's a really rude thing to say, and I feel guilty for even thinking it because I have read all of these, literally this is an author that I've literally read all of her books, and when she comes out with a new one, no matter what kind of book it is, I read it. Like, I'm like you, I support my favorite authors. Before I was an author, I was a reader, and that's what got me here, is because I love books. So I've been trying to figure out a formula for book reviewing, which is, here's what I like, here's what I don't like, but even the don't like gets confusing. Like, say hi, fatty, cute. As a booktuber, as a new booktuber, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get myself in trouble calling myself a booktuber. I would like to be one. Please love me. So, as new to the booktube game and trying to figure out an okay format, because no matter what, I still want to go into this super authentic and super truthful format that I've been trying to figure out is, do I go, this is what I loved, this is what I thought was kind of okay, and here's my overall opinion. Is that okay enough? Because as an author, you don't want to burn bridges. It's a small community. Are you allowed to give your honest opinion without offending somebody? Because let's say why it's scary to leave an honest review. Here's the scenario that we're most afraid of, right? Here's an author that you admire, you review their book, you say how much you love it, but you also talk about the things that you disliked and how it could have been better. You're not saying that you're trying to be better than anybody or that you're a better writer or anything. You're just talking about it as a reader, because we're all human and we're all at the core readers. But what if that author reads it or watches your video and then all of a sudden they don't want to be friends with you? You see them at a convention or you go to a book signing and they go, oh, I know who you are. Maybe they don't say it, but they know, and they don't want to be your friend, because that would suck. I mean, another video for a different time is meeting your heroes. I have been burned by that more than once in my author career, and it is a heart-wrenching feeling to meet people that you admire who are not so nice to you in person. And I just think, can an author actually review books honestly without affecting future friendships or that author's the author that they're reading's opinion of them? What's at risk, and is it worth it? I would love to hear readers and authors' opinions on this. I'm so curious on, I have been writing since 2013, published, I think then. Definitely published in 2015, but regardless, it's been a long time since I've been in this community, but I've been out of it for a bit. My circle of friends is smaller, and I definitely still talk to a lot of my core group, but I would love to hear the community's point of view. Booktubers, readers, authors, on whether you think it's okay that an author reads and reviews other authors' books. Is that okay, or does it just not belong? Is that something that we should be keeping to ourselves? Hey, you're an author, stay in your world. Readers, that's our world. Is there a fine line? I'm just really trying to figure out a balance. I was supposed to review a book for my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, and I had finished it. I still really loved the book, but the storyline that it had so many issues that I really kind of wanted to discuss. But I ended up not recording it because I was so scared that the author might see it and then be really offended by anything that I might have said, even though 90% of the video would be I love this book, I loved her writing, but are the negatives, even though they're 5-10% of the actual review, are those, the negative always hurts a little bit more. It's easier to focus on the negative than it is the positive. And obviously, I don't want to read books and always be like, bitch, here's where you went wrong. No, absolutely. That is actually the opposite. I'm sure if I read a book, I want to actually say all the positives, why I think you'll love it, why I think you should support these authors. But every now and then you're going to read a book and there's going to be shit in it you don't like. I mean, that's normal. I mean, even the most beloved books right now have haters. I don't want to be one of them, but I'm just saying you can't please everybody. So yeah, I just was thinking about that. I literally thought about it all night and then thought might as well record a video for it. And I wanted to hear what your thoughts are. Like, what are authors allowed to leave book reviews? Honest ones, whether it's on BookTube or Amazon or Goodreads. Can they actually talk about the negative? And if you do, does that make you a curmudgeon? Does that make you any less supportive? Or does that make you like pure and honest? And hey, does it all depend on the delivery? Again, I'm trying to find that format of acceptance. Like, is it okay to just overwhelmingly talk about the positives and just slip in where there's, you know, room for improvement? I don't know. I feel like elementary school teachers must go through this. How do I not make this child cry? Use a purple pen instead of a red pen. You know, I'm not saying anybody is super sensitive. I don't know. Honesty is hard, right? It's never easy, and the most honest people get into the most trouble. But guess what? They also have the most likes and the most followers and all that bullshit. So it's just really interesting. We are kind of in a culture that kind of loves drama. And I think almost the more blunt, the more honest, almost the more crass you are, the more interesting you are. And I don't hate that world. I definitely don't. Sometimes I look at people who are just super honest and I'm like, I think that too. I say that too. I want that too. But I think that's why we like them. And I thought, like, could I be that person? Could I be that person who actually says what they're thinking and being like, fuck the haters, I don't care. Also, like, if I am honest, do I lose book sales? If I come out with a book and then a reader goes, oh, well, she hated so-and-so's book, don't buy her book, she's a hater and doing it for the likes. I never want to do things for the likes, ever. I never want to do things for the likes. I never want to do things for the gram. I never want to do some dramatic ploy to get you to watch or read or do whatever. I just want to be myself. I think that's all something that we want. And yeah, what's the right thing, guys? Tell me. Put in the comments, I want to know what you think. I think I've rambled long enough. I don't even know if this makes sense, but can other authors leave honest reviews about other authors' books without any sort of repercussions? And are readers accepting of it? Is it okay? Yeah, that's me serving the tea. Actually, this is coffee. That's all I got. I hope this wasn't boring, and I hope this was interesting, and please let me know what you think in the comments, and let's see how this goes. I think this is just a topic that nobody talks about. I don't know why. Maybe it's just an unsaid thing. Maybe everyone already knows that no, authors can't review. Well, I want to break that mold a little bit. Do you know of any authors who also review books honestly? Or are they just like focusing on their game? The funny part is, maybe I should just be focusing. Maybe I should just be writing books and like diverting all of my energy and just finishing shit and publishing shit and, focusing. Not the best at that. It's because I want to do it all and I have fun doing it. I like talking to you guys and I like making these videos and I like reviewing books and I love reading and I want to do it all. But am I allowed? We'll see. Well, if you like this video, please don't forget to like this video, smash that like button, whatever it is the kids are doing these days. I would love it if you definitely at least subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. So that is my morning mayhem of thought. Yeah, so thanks for watching.